Coming up on the Elon Phoenix Weekly, we run with the conference champion, reflect on Elon's first season in the Colonial Athletic Association, and learn that goals come in many forms. Now, on the Elon Phoenix Weekly. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Elon Phoenix Weekly. I'm Stephen Normington.
And I'm Tori Baptist. Thanks for joining us on your ESPN2 Local Sports Break. For Elon Athletics, victory comes in many forms against a variety of opponents. Some wins come against teams of talented athletes, while others defeat less visible adversaries.
On today's show, we explore the definition of a victory. Is winning the result on a scoreboard, the lifting of a trophy, or the triumphant lap around a field? On today's show, we see that victories come in many forms.
To get things rolling, Preston Willett has a story of an athlete running into the history books.
Cross-country runner Luis Vargas has had a great season. He's won at big meets, small meets, and even the CAA championship race in Boston a few weeks ago. But his sixth victory in as many races this season was a little more special. Vargas won the NCAA Southeast Regional Championship race in Louisville, Kentucky with a 10K time of 30 minutes and 5 seconds. The win makes him the first Elon runner to qualify for the NCAA National Championships. A champion has to have a different mindset than the rest. The mental strength, the drive to be competitive, the ability to leave it all on the line for their team, and to be able to push themselves to win. These necessary qualities are what makes up Elon's first CAA champion, Luis Vargas. A two-time SoCon first-team all-conference performer, owner of Elon records in the 8,000 and 10,000 meter races, and CAA champion, Luis Vargas has done it all at Elon and then some. But after winning the NCAA Regional Championship, one wonders what goes on in the mind of a champion.
Pointing on up, makes the announcements. You know, it just feels like the world just stops. You know, everything's silent, no one's talking. We're all just looking straight ahead. Once the gun goes off, you just know it begins. You don't realize the race is happening until that gun goes off. The first mile is usually, you know, the easiest part. You know, adrenaline rush is still kicking in. It's not until, you know, the next 2, 3, 4 miles that the kind of pain starts creating itself. It's such a long race, and you know, you have the crowd cheering, and that's really what gets me, you know, that adrenaline rush back in. But once you're in like the backwoods, depending on the course, you know, you're just by yourself. You know, you just have the time to think. This last 2 miles is just where, you know, it just hurts you a lot, and you just want to stop. But you know you can't. You have people counting on you. It's, you know, different than other team sports, but you know, regardless of where you are, you know, you have people, you have your team, you have your family, you know, all cheering for you. You know, you just kind of feel like you can't stop. It kicks in that competitive mode again. When I see someone next to me, you know, it kind of becomes a huge, like a big competitive meet, and you know, we push each other, me and the runner next to me, and you know, we just get faster, and you know, it makes the race, you know, more interesting. That's the point where, you know, that adrenaline just kicks in. You feel like you're dying the mile before, but once you get that finish line and you see all those people cheering and everything, all you feel is that adrenaline rush, and you know, you just want to move as fast as you can. And that's sometimes where it comes down to in a race, who can, you know, outsprint the other.
At the end of the race, Vargas holds solace in knowing that he did everything possible to win that day.
So this, you know, it's just relief, you know, that you're finally done running those 5 miles. Your body gets to relax, and then it's just kind of, you know, happy to know that I've done the best I can. I did my part on the team. You know, I'm able to score as high as I can for my team. Elon has done so much for me. I wouldn't be here without them. You know, they believe in me. They believed in our program, and that's the reason why we've been successful. I hope that, you know, I'm setting a bar for incoming freshmen. I hope that they come in and want to break my records. They want to be better than me.
Luis isn't the first athlete to bring a trophy back to campus. In their glory days, Elon football was one of the most successful teams in the NAIA.
This week in Elon sports history, we take a look back at the first ever National Football Championship. The Fighting Christians finished the regular season with a 10-1 record, earning third in the national polls heading into playoff competition. In their first two playoff games, Elon defeated number 2 ranked Concord State, who was undefeated prior to the game, and highly touted East Texas State 14-6 on a last-second goal line stand. The Fighting Christians hosted the Championship Bowl game at Burlington Memorial Stadium, where they defeated Northeastern State 17-10. Elon's defense again thwarted off another last-second effort from their opponents. Head coach Jerry Tolley was named NAIA Division I National Football Coach of the Year as Elon captured the 1980 NAIA National Football title. And that's this week's look into Elon sports history.
The Greensboro Daily News recognized Elon football as North Carolina's Team of the Year in 1981. The present Elon football team just finished up their first season in the CAA after moving from the SoCon.
For today's trivia, we ask, how many championships did Elon win as a member of the Southern Conference? The answer to that coming up later in the show.
The Elon community was saddened to hear that Elon basketball legend Jesse Branson passed away. Jesse set 17 school records during his time in the Maroon and Gold, including scoring 2,241 career points. He was drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round of the 1965 NBA draft. While Branson won't physically be here, his impact will be felt for many years to come.
Some call him the best basketball player who has ever played at Elon. Back in the 1960s, Jesse Branson compiled astonishing statistics that remain unmatched by any other player, and choosing Elon seemed to be the perfect fit.
The atmosphere like that around Elon was always, it just sticks in my mind and so forth as being a family. I considered them family.
Even though the game was different then, the memories still last forever. One memory in particular involved a dare by former sports writer Charlie Harville.
He asked me, he said, how high can you jump? And I said, I don't know, probably top of the backboard. So they got a ladder and put a 50-cent piece up on the backboard, up on the corner of the backboard. And I had no idea that I could get it, but I did. And so that seems to be one of the, the favorite things to tell about me, while I was at Elon.
Many recall that once-in-a-lifetime leap, but Branson remembers the connections with his teammates instead.
The things that mean the most to me was my relationship and so forth with the other guys that I played with while I was in college.
His accomplishments on the basketball court did not go unnoticed by professional scouts.
I was drafted by Philadelphia, and I was the first person drafted in the second round.
Joining a 76ers team that featured one of the NBA's all-time greats, Branson got to know this future Hall of Famer on a personal level. Wilt
Chamberlain was a very quiet person. He tried to stay out of the limelight even though he couldn't. A lot of people took him the wrong way and thought he was better than anybody else, but that was far from the case. Wilt was a very humble person, and if you got to know him, and he and I became real good friends.
After the 76ers, Branson played 2 seasons with the New Orleans Buccaneers and finished his professional career in 1968, and returned back to the area he once called home.
I've stayed close to Elon ever since I got out of school, and because I was born and raised right in this, this part of the country, and so it's just natural that we go back there, and as good as they still treat us, we'll keep going till we die. So.
Through their daily pursuit of excellence, Elon student athletes have gained recognition for their achievements, both on and off the field.
Building a winning tradition takes hard work and dedication.
Dedication to the Maroon life.
Where success is not only measured by just wins and trophies,
but also by the knowledge we gain.
At Elon, we're more than just athletes.
We're student athletes.
Providing support enables success, helps sustain the winning tradition of Elon Athletics, while securing the future of our student athletes for years to come.
Welcome back to the Elon Phoenix Weekly on your ESPN2 local sports break. The Elon Phoenix Weekly is made possible by the students of the School of Communications in association with the dedicated coaches, athletes, and staff of Elon Athletics.
Earlier we asked, how many championships did Elon win as a member of the Southern Conference? The answer? 21. The victories were spread out over several Phoenix sports teams, including baseball, tennis, soccer, and softball.
The current landscape in college athletics is constantly shifting and growing, and at Elon, Dave Blank has led the Phoenix into a new era, including the exciting transition into the Colonial Athletic Association.
I got here in 2006, so this is my 9th year here at Elon. People are asking me a lot about that recently, how long we've been here, because I guess it just doesn't seem like that long, but we certainly have done a lot in the 9 years. The program, as I was entering Elon, was really kind of beginning its surge from a transition from the Southern Conference. I think our coaches and our student athletes have done a great job of helping our programs along. At any given time, a program is ready to win a championship, and then the next year they lose a lot of seniors and they're not so ready to win a championship. So it ebbs and flows. You have to keep going with it. And our programs have done a great job. It seems like every year we're celebrating championships and in different sports, and there's a lot of fun in that.
Coach Blank, as he's called around Elon's campus, has been part of a lot of great moments during his tenure, but picking his favorite is no easy task.
Wow, you get me in trouble asking me that question. I don't often do things like that because it's hard to pick between your children. I think I'm going to go with a blanket on that one and say I have seen 16 or 17 championships personally while I've been here, and have been at those. And I think that's the best moment, no matter what sport it is. When the dog pile happens and all the student athletes are jumping on each other and enjoying the moment of a championship, that's why we do what we do.
With such outstanding student athletes and coaches, the quick rise of Elon's athletic program is not very surprising. But according to the athletic director himself, the next move for his Phoenix is to make some noise in the CAA.
Our first season, is barely underway. We're just finishing some of our fall sports right now, but the planning, the feedback from our coaches, and getting everything prepared to be able to allow our student athletes to travel and compete is all going as planned. It's all going very well. We do have quite a number of highlights in our first fall season. Our men's and women's cross country teams had a great showing. Luis Vargas had an individual championship in the Colonial in the men's cross country. Our men's soccer team competed basically in a championship game at Delaware. It was a regular season game, but had we won the game, we won the regular season. As a result, finished the number 4 seed and made it to the playoffs. To make it to postseason in the first season with men's soccer is an early feather in our cap. So we're seeing a mix, and we figured that. We're going to need a lot of patience in building all of our sports. But our coaches understand that, and I think our fans have been great supporters. And this is just different in where you're going and how you travel and who you're playing against. And it just takes a while. Just like coming from the Big South to the Southern Conference, there was a transition period needed there as well. So our coaches, our student athletes will figure it out, and we look forward to competing for a bunch of championships in the CAA.
With such outstanding support from the alumni and the Elon community, we look forward to many memorable moments for Elon athletics.
Soccer has a rich history at Elon. Last year, we saw another great chapter written when Nicole Danion burst onto the scene and established herself as a dominant soccer player. With 15 goals, Danion never backed down from any challenge in her path.
"90 minutes, 5,400 seconds. That's how long a soccer team has to fight for a victory each game. Every second counts. In life and in soccer, one must make the most out of every moment. Nicole Danion has always had a natural ability to seize opportunities on the soccer field.
I can remember back when she was like 6, 7, a good friend of ours was the goalie's mom, and she would say, Morgan was scared to death because Nicole gets this look on her face when she's got the ball and she's coming towards the goalie, so I know that continues now.
I remember scoring a bunch of goals. One time I scored 4 goals and they had to take me out. And they said, you have to sit out because you scored too many goals. All I can remember is just being out on the field, just having fun and scoring goals. It's all memories from when I was little.
When it came time for Nicole to play in college, she found the perfect fit with the Elon Phoenix women's soccer team.
Once I stepped onto that campus and met the girls and everything, I just fell in love, and I felt like I wanted to be there, and it just felt like home being at Elon.
Something she always wanted to do. She always said, I want to be a D1 soccer player, and I'm gonna.
She seemed happy on her visit with Elon. So my first impression was that we had a real nice kid who was quiet, and that was a pretty bad first impression because she's a nice kid, but she's not quiet. It didn't matter how important or small the game we were playing was. It could have been something as simple as a juggling contest. She wanted to win everything, just a highly internally competitive person.
Nicole's first year was quiet, but by sophomore year, she was a force to be reckoned with on the soccer field.
Freshman year, I was battling mono and my back issues. So I never really fully, after mono, I didn't really fully, get back into shape, and I didn't feel like I was just, being myself on the field. But last year, I was healthy, and I just felt like everything came together. I was really fit, and I was hungry for scoring goals, and I was just excited to play.
Even watching from the sideline, you have this competitive girl that just makes a difference. She makes an impact. Her energy is contagious on the field. I think everyone can agree with me on that statement. So playing with her, it's an honor to play with her. It's a privilege, and she makes you better by playing with her.
Coach Neal called me that day. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing, why? He's like, you might want to sit down. And I was like, what? What's going on? He was like, you're Southern Conference Player of the Year. Everyone was like, how do you feel? I was like, I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it for the longest time. And I don't know, it was just awesome. It was an awesome feeling.
her record speaks for itself. All the other coaches in our conference voted her the best player in the league in 2013. So she's arguably the best player that's ever put on an Elon jersey.
Winning the SoCon Player of the Year award meant a lot, but Nicole was determined to work even harder during the off-season to continue her success.
I knew that we were going into the CAA and it was going to be more competition, so I was just determined to get better because I knew it was going to be better competition in the following season. And I set goals for myself that I didn't accomplish in last year, and I wanted to do more than I did last year.
She was operating at a frightening level, almost like we were still in the middle of the season.
Nicole Danion was on top of the world. When we come back, the story of how one day last winter, everything changed.
An Elon education is about preparing students for a life of global citizenship. Of course, this is a place where you're going to come and earn a degree, but it's also a place that's going to get you to think very deeply about how you're going to use that degree to make the world a better place.
What is living the maroon life? It's more than just the hustle and the sweat. It's more than just the pain and the frustration. It's more than just the triumph and the glory. The maroon life is you. Yes, you. You, the athlete, striving to be at your best day in and day out. You, the alumni who have been in the stands supporting Elon for years. You, the fans who stream into games hours before kickoff. And you, the little ones who will be the next generation of Phoenix fans. You are what drives Elon Athletics, and you are the reason we do what we do. There is so much history and tradition behind our maroon. Conference titles, All-American, and national championships. But there is so much history and tradition yet to be made. So join us. Live the maroon life.
Watching an athlete perform at a high level, especially when they make it look so easy, is something to marvel and appreciate. As Nicole Danion went into her off-season training, her teammates and coaches were in awe of her continued improvement. In February, as ice storms ravaged North Carolina, Danion discovered an opponent that would be more challenging than anyone she ever met on the soccer pitch.
For some reason, we would do an exercise and I would look at Mel, I'm like, Mel, that really hurts. So I was I kind of just held off for a little bit, and then I actually felt a bump mid-February. I had my physics class that night, and I got a call right before it. It was Alyssa, I'm pretty sure. She said, you need to go get a CT scan right now. I was like, whoa, I have physics class. I can't miss this. And she's like, no, you have to go get the CT scan. So I'm like, okay, go get the CT scan. Nicole, you have a mass in your chest wall. And everyone's always like, you never thought it was cancer? No, I never thought I had cancer.
Nicole was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a cancer of the bone in her ribs.
I go from being a Division I athlete, running on the field, being healthy, doing fitness the week before, and then the next week I'm in the hospital. But my first thought was, all right, well, this thing picked the wrong person because it's not going to last very long. It was a fight. Just like when you step onto the soccer field, it's a fight. You want to score a goal? Well, I want to get rid of cancer.
You knew you had to go through it, and I just wanted to be there for her and try to be strong.
It was a very hard thing to hear. She's a mess, she's terrified, and hearing that from your best friend, it's not the best thing you want to hear. You don't know how to react.
They really helped me be strong and helped me know that like everything was going to be okay.
She puts her mind to something, eventually it's going to happen. Surgery at Fox Chase, when she had her actual surgery to take out the tumor and rebuild her ribs and that kind of stuff, that was one of the hardest days in my life because she went into surgery at, I don't know, they took her like 10 o'clock in the morning and it wasn't until 7:30 at night. After she got through that and we got home from the hospital, and there were, you know, it was days before she actually felt like she could walk around or whatever, but she knew then too that the cancer was out of her, and that's what the doctor said to me that evening when she came to me. And I knew that we were over the biggest hump.
No matter how difficult her fight got, Nicole had the incredible support of the Elon community and the national soccer community. Coach Neal set up a website that raised nearly $40,000 for Nicole's medical expenses.
Starting the website wasn't something we had to put a lot of thought into. You know, they're going to need some financial help, so let's get it rolling. And we got it rolling immediately, and the soccer community stepped up instantaneously and stepped up in a very big way, including the Elon women's soccer families.
It's been absolutely incredible to see, especially with Clemson. I had no idea about that jersey. Just when they came up and gave it to us when we went up for captains, I get chills thinking about it. There's no words to explain how much it means and how much we appreciate what every other team has done for us.
I've gotten so many cards and signed jerseys from so many universities. I've seen, you know, teams tweet pictures that they have like yellow shoelaces on for me or purple pre-wrap and tape playing for me, and it's amazing.
Nicole returned to Elon to accept the Outstanding Female Athlete Award at the annual athletics banquet. As she continues to recover, Nicole, Mel, Coach Neal, and the rest of the team anxiously await the day she finally steps back on the soccer field.
Yeah, Coach Neal and I have talked about it, and he described it as it's going to be a really special day, and I totally agree.
I know the second she gets the chance to put on her cleats and put on that number 22 jersey, going to go out there, it'll be like she never left.
I've got goosebumps just thinking about it right now, so I can only imagine. It's going to be a great moment.
It's weird for me to hear people say that, but like, I mean, Mel has always like said that to me, and my mom always says that I'm her hero, so it's awesome.
This is the type of event that makes winning a soccer game feel very unimportant. So, and it makes the relationships you have with your student athletes seem far more important. So from that aspect, it has certainly, you know, changed me as a coach.
When you do something, put everything you have into that, because you don't know if that's going to be gone tomorrow. Like, just, if you don't have any regrets if you put everything that you have into what you're doing. That's probably my #1 thing that I've learned.
Nicole is scheduled to finish treatment in December and return to her classes in February. If all goes according to plan, she will be back on the field in August for the 2015 soccer season.
Well, Nicole's story was certainly an inspiration to all of us here, and if you want to hear any other great stories about Elon athletes or learn more about Nicole, be sure to check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Elon Phoenix Weekly.
You can also catch us on Time Warner Cable to watch us on demand.
Be sure to visit elonphoenix.com to learn more about the upcoming games and exciting success stories of Elon athletics. You'll never miss another home run, point, touchdown, or goal.
On behalf of our producers and crew here at the show, we hope you continue to have a spectacular weekend.
For the Elon Phoenix Weekly, I'm Stephen Normington.
And I'm Tori Baptist. Live the Maroon Life.